Don't blink, it's your boy. What are you doing on the show? Continuing well for having a wonderful day on this 22nd July 2025. I don't know why I say 12th. There was at least a two, at least July and at least 2025. That was right. Today we are talking about a life crisis video. I've been more often live lately, and I got a comment. So this is the end of this comment, right? And when I say comments, somebody told me that's in a live. So there's not actual comments, otherwise we would answer the comments right here. Somebody said, it looks like you went through a lot. And it kind of made me uncomfortable because, yes, I went through a lot, but at the same time, we're doing much better today. So today, I came in with a video to ask a simple question. We're talking about me, we're talking about you. Is what we're going through in a lifetime hard, or we just perceive it as hard? I had a pretty simple life, to be honest. I went through shit. And when I look at what's going on in the world in some country where they're getting bombardment, I feel like I got it pretty easy, right? I had a lot of failure in life, but then when I look at people that are missing limbs who have mental issues, I look at myself and I'm like, okay, well, guess what? You failed, but you got back up. It's such a good question, asking yourself, did I really go through that much? It's super easy to victimize yourself. It's super easy to say, yeah, I've been through a lot, dude. I'm a survivor. There's even a song, which is a pretty good song about that. I'm a survivor. But at the same time, are you really a survivor? Right? And it's such a crazy thing, because then there's also generational with it, right? So for example, look at your parents, right? Look at your grandparents, people that went to war, World War II, okay? They went through shit, right? But at the same time, they didn't go through well, they went through shit. But at the same time, everybody went through shit. So in comparison, they didn't go through a lot. Then you look at yourself, where it's a much easier set of life. You're gonna have AI, and it's gonna be making life so much easier. You're gonna have a lot of advanced and Medicare and shit like that. It's gonna make your life easier, right? And then at the same time, your struggle. I feel like, did I struggle a lot, or did I just perceive it as a lot? Come from a person. Are you able to take failures and put them as a strength, or you don't learn and you always make the same mistakes? I don't mind, and that's gonna be something that's disgusting to say, but I don't mind suffering a lot if it means that I get something. Yeah, this is crazy. I would work. Imagine if you work 3 jobs for 10 years and then you don't have to work. Well, then you work 3 jobs for 10 years, so you basically work 30 years, some shit like that, right? But then at the same time, you're retired, right? And all these questions, for example, right? You're suffering. There's always a price at the end. Like, I had shitty parents, which is not the case. I had amazing parents. But let's say I had shitty parents. Because I had shitty parents, I was a good parent myself. So I went through suffering, so my kid doesn't have suffering. Suffering can be justified. Suffering can be a life lesson. So again, the question can be asked, did what I go through was really a lot, or was it just perceived like a lot? Right? And perception is such a weird thing. In this case, you're talking to your friends, and they're gonna tell you like, "Holy shit! I can't believe you had this life." And like, no, I'm okay. I had this friend. It was a while ago. It was a while. She was 16. I was 18, and she told me her parents immigrated, and I wanted that girl so badly. I wanted her. She was pretty mother of my children, bro. And I asked her, how do you feel about that? And the reality is, I never really talked to people, right? Because I was antisocial. But I never talked to somebody that had to deal with that. A second generation immigrant. And she was like, I feel guilty because they sacrificed so much for me. I feel guilty because they sacrificed their old life to give me a better future. Right? And even then, she didn't suffer. Her parents suffered. She understood suffering, and she feel guilt per suffering. So what is suffering in itself? That's a good question. Is it mental? Is it emotional? Is it guilt? I'm watching Jersey fucking Shore right now. Did these people suffer? I don't know, but I'm seeing Jenny, right? And she feels bad for Snooks. She's always there for Snooks, and it breaks her heart when she's suffering, you know. And then her boyfriend broke up, and is Snooki still there? I don't know. And then you ask yourself the question: should I suffer some people? I was watching again Jersey Shore, which is a kind of good lesson actually. You go to a bar, right, and then your friend get in trouble, and people they actually come at him physically. It's like, nah, bro, you're not gonna touch my boy. Then you get into a fight, and poof, you get a shot. You have a black eyes. Black eyes, you suffered physically, right? You suffered physically. But then you realize that that person, when you're in this position and you need somebody to defend you, he's not there. So you suffered for what? Did you suffer for a good reason? And even then, if he protects you, did his suffering equate your suffering and like, oh yeah, we're even now? Or people that do SH. I'm not allowed to say the word, but you know what it means. Self-H. They're going through a lot. And I totally get, this is going to be very bad to say, but I totally get the physical pain. The reason why we have these they're not aesthetic reason. They're suffering, trading emotional pain for physical pain, right? So to me, it's mind-boggling that we are choosing what kind of pain we want. I want physical pain, right? Right, versus emotional pain. Can you say that you suffered if you inflict your own suffering? I don't know. One of my biggest heartbreak was going out of school and going out of work. You have all those people that you spend years with, and you think they're gonna be your friends till the end. No, they're not your friends. And then you feel sad, like, oh, this guy abandoned me, this girl abandoned me. But how many people have you consciously made an effort to keep in touch with? You understand? So you're not better. You're not better. It's just such a complex topic, suffering. And then there's a second question that you can ask: when is suffering justifiable? Is it ever justifiable? Right? I grew up in a very strict family, and physical punishment was a thing. I didn't get the belt. I didn't get the spoon. Trust me, I got some, you know. And then I hated my father for this, because I'm like, I'm your son and you're hurting me. What the fuck, dude? But then he told me the story. He told me how he felt so bad. At the time he was crying because he felt so bad. He told me how he couldn't sleep sometime because he felt so bad. He told me that, just horror story. He told me that I wouldn't listen to him. So this is a bad story. But this actually has a lot to do with suffering itself. So my father comes in the hospital. I got a broken leg. My father comes in a month before. I got a cut open because I was jumping up and down the sofa and I hit the corner of the table. It was the 90s. It was different. And then I get a mosquito bite. And again, you guys know that I'm allergic to a mosquito. I'm not going to die if I get bitten by a mosquito, but I have a very big reaction to a small bite. My father comes in and he hits me because he wants to kill the mosquito, but he hits me hard, and then I have a blue. Holy shit, it's so swelled up. What am I going to do? There's something wrong with my kid. And then the doctor told my father, like, hey, your son is getting hurt a lot. We're starting to think that it's not accidents, it's you, which is not true. My father never actually broke a bone, never actually did something horrible, never made me bleed. It was shitty, but you know. And then they wanted to put me in a foster home. So my father said, I don't care if my son is gonna hate me. which is, I don't care if my son is gonna hate me. I don't care if I don't have a relationship with my son. He's my son, and I'm gonna make sure that he has a good future. You know. When you're willing to sacrifice some of the relationship, that's suffering. You see, suffering in itself is harder because, let's say you have a girlfriend, right? This is the same thing. It's relationships. You have a girlfriend, and you know she's not happy with you. And you try, bro. You tried, and nothing works. She's not happy. Are you letting her go? Knowing it's gonna hurt you, are you letting her go? Right? It's insane. Insane. I see you, fucking mosquito. There was this insane thing. There was this, I don't remember the name of this experiment, but they put an actor and they put some wires on him. And they would tell people, they would make a social experiment. They say, hey, when this guy gives you a wrong answer, we're gonna click this button and we're gonna send a small shock to him. So for example, 2 plus 2, 5, you get a shock. 7 plus 7, 15, you get a shock, right? And then they did that. And of course, there was no current, there was no pain. It was an actor. And they were surprised by how far people were willing to go, how much pain they were willing to inflict upon others. It's nuts. So I'm asking you the question. Did you go through a lot, or do you perceive yourself as somebody that went through a lot? Love you guys, take it easy. Peace.